Ladies and gentlemen.
Let me tell you something, brother.
It's Talk Wrestling Live with Felix the Cat Katlovski
and Gemini Joe.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
We heard rumbling. No. We heard rumors. Homicide. Conas. 5150 at LAX.
Listen live on Mondays at 4 p.m. on NorthCoastUnderground.com.
and follow us on Twitter at TWL 24/7.
I'm in no mood for your wisecrack. Let's get it on.
And welcome to Talk Wrestling Live here on the Beyond Air Network. Gemini Joe along with Felix the Cat here behind the booth. And joining us today we have a couple very special guests from Undaground Wrestling. We have the president and promoter, Bounce, along with Blair, Dillon, B.A.D, and Felix the Cat. Do we have a special caller on the line?
That's right, we have RBI on the line from Underground Wrestling. He is on the line, is that right?
What's good, RBI?
Hey, what's going on? I'm just beat up and tired and from last night's match and all. I'm sorry and stuff that I couldn't be there and stuff. I was just beat up right now.
You beat up?
Yeah, I'm beat up and from like I said, from the Dropkick Diabetes show yesterday. So it was a real great show yesterday. So it's cool.
It's all good, baby. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
What you got to say?
Yeah, RBI, so are you going to be on the show, Rise of the Phoenix 2, coming up this Saturday night in Akron, Ohio? And if so, who are you facing?
Yes, I definitely will be there. I'm the champion. I'm the North American champion, and I'm going against JD Smooth and
the Hairy Toothpick.
Time. Yes, there you go.
So about your name, RBI, I mean, that sounds like a lot like baseball. Was baseball something that you watched as a child, growing up? Did it have any influence on your wrestling character?
Yes, absolutely. Always watched baseball as a, kid. I mean, I am a third generation. Watching my uncle, hit them home runs, and he also was a defensive player too, and he won a lot of Golden Gloves, and also just to follow in his footsteps, and and now being in the square circle, and just continuing the legacy, and so yes, I'm looking forward to defending my title in this Saturday.
So how did you become the North American champion of Underground Wrestling?
And I posed to face Eddie Insane because he was the North American heavyweight champion, and apparently I think he didn't, show up or something. I wasn't for sure, but it was vacant. JD Smooth, we fought for it, and I ended up being victorious at the end.
Have you had any title defenses?
No, not yet, and that'll be my first defense on Saturday.
So, can you tell us a little bit about Mr. Smooth, the Hairy Toothpick? Does he pose a threat to your championship, and how does he stack up compared to some of your other competition?
What do you mean a threat? What do you mean a threat to him? Do you know who you're talking to? You are talking to the phenom, the new phenom of professional wrestling, Mr. RBI, the home run hitter. What are you talking about, man?
What am I just saying? I mean, Mr. Smooth looked impressive at Rise of the Phoenix, and
with a what? With an L, right? How did he look impressive with an L? How did he look impressive? Can you explain that one? Cat got your tongue? Do you know who you talking to? Do you have any idea who you're in the presence of? You're in the presence of the family business. That's BIZZZNESS. Business. So get it right, fix your lips right, and there's no one that can compete with the home run hitter, the North American champion, Mr. RBI.
Say it again.
The home run hitter, Mr. RBI. And put some spec on his name.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. RBI. So,
There we go. That's how we
There
do
you
it.
go. That's
how
right.
we
Fix
start
them
it.
lips up
That's
right.
how we start the show, baby.
All right.
Just like that.
Thank you, Bounce. My man. That's all.
Come on now. You
All right.
yeah. Cat got your tongue?
Yeah, what's wrong?
You're twisted, ain't you? You can't even get your thoughts right. Go to the next question.
all right. So after this match against Smooth, who's next on your hit list?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Who's on it? It doesn't matter at all who's on his hit list.
Right.
Another question?
Yeah, right.
You got another question?
I think
Ask an intelligent question.
Please.
Ask him what did he do Saturday. Ask him about the masseuse that came to his room and gave him a masseuse. She had a size 2 foot. She was walking on his back with a size 2. Talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So what about the size 2 foot masseuse?
Well, she was great when she did, and all of my back. And she was a Japanese masseuse, and she is the best in the world. So, I mean, I know I had to get prepared for the show on Sunday. So I had to, get that going prepared. So after that, she did. I ended up training and stuff. So I'm taking, yeah. She
So
was
who-
great.
So who was your victim on Sunday?
Well, actually, I was in a battle royal and stuff, a 40-man battle royal, and I was the champion in 2017, battle royal champion. So I was trying to win it for a second time, but it didn't, hit up.
So you struck out, is what you're saying.
No, I
He
never
just didn't have the
struck out.
family there. Come
The
on,
family
don't say
wasn't
that.
there.
Yeah, my
What do you mean
family
strike
wasn't
out?
there.
You just threw that's strike
That's
one
strike.
for you.
All right.
Yeah.
That's strike one. Now then, at the end of the day, when you get to 3, there's gonna be some
We gonna
problems
wreck
in the
this place.
studio. I'm just gonna
We
let you
gonna
know
wreck this
right
place.
now. It's gonna be some problems.
All right. So who was the eventual winner of the battle royal then?
It was for the Dropkick Diabetes, Dropkick Diabetes 5. It was for, a cure and stuff for, what was that? Timmy Gotchett, a wrestler, son that had diabetes. Then there was another girl, Katie Jones, that had it, but she actually passed away from her illness. So, it was for them.
So who ended up winning the battle royal?
Andrew Maverick, he ended up winning it last night. And then after that, he ended up facing Harry Toothpick, J.D. Smooth, so I was watching some of that match and stuff with him, so I had to face him on Saturday. So, yeah, this show came out real good, but Harry Toothpick, he's going down, J.D. Smooth, so...
Enough with all these questions here. Let's get down to the real meat and potatoes of it all. RBI, when did you start wrestling?
Wow, that's a great one. Thank you, partner. I started wrestling in, April of 2009, and I started my debut on August 27th of 2009, and it'll be 10 years next month coming along.
So you're a grizzled veteran then.
Yeah, exactly. And so I put some decades in, so there's going to be more decades to come. I got a lot of more years left in this, so.
Why did you become a wrestler, and how did you start your career? Where did you go to train? And
Well, actually, I played baseball and stuff, and like I was telling you earlier, that I was trying to, have the footsteps of the great uncle, and I did in college, and I, played professional baseball, but the injury and stuff, I had tore my ACL, and I was done for the season, and my baseball career was over. So I ended up wrestling at a training center in Cleveland, Lamont Training Center, and that's how I fell in love with wrestling. That was my second love right there and there. So
there's a lot of training schools. How did you know that was the right one?
a friend of mine that I used to go to high school with, he ended up telling me about this because he ended up dating my uncle's girlfriend. and she told him about me, and he said he knew me, and we ended up training, and right there and there, it was brutal. So,
What was the toughest part of the training school?
the toughest one, the stuff was like when I first got up in there, I'm thinking and stuff like, those guys, do it on TV and stuff. Oh, that's gonna be a piece of cake. When I got in there, it wasn't easy. It was hard. It was brutal. So, the hardest part is just, training and putting 8-9 hours in the ring. So that was my hardest part. And then me being out of shape and stuff, being over 300 pounds and shedding it. So I'm in the, best shape. Yeah, training was hard.
What was the hardest part in your training?
The hardest part was,
What was the hardest thing that you had to do?
Oh, the hardest thing I had to do was, what was that?
Was it the bumps? Was it hitting the ropes? Was it slamming?
It was the bumps. The bumps was hard, and because when I got up in there and stuff, I'm bumping like 20 times and stuff, 20 times, and the back was just like hurting, it seemed like somebody had put like a bomb on my back and stuff. But yeah, that was the hardest.
How many times did you hit your head while you were bumping?
Well, the trainer and stuff, taught us all that stuff, how to, protect ourselves, how to land properly. But like far as that and all, I'm a great learner and stuff, so it didn't take me long to, get it.
So real quick, what is the typical first day like at a wrestling school for one of our listeners out here on the Be On Air network listening to us and say, "Oh, wrestling's easy. I can go in there and do that."
Whatever.
What's the what can they expect going into training school for the first?
That's what they can expect. A lot of pain. Just expect that.
Exactly.
You almost at strike 2. You know that, right? You're almost asking some really silly questions right now. You're still at 1. I'll give you 1, okay?
So watch it.
You ain't gonna say nothing.
So watch it.
And then you speak. Are you a trainer as well,
No,
Bounce?
I'm not a trainer.
Okay.
I'm a business man. That's BIZZZNESS. Business. Understand?
That's right.
Yes, I do.
Okay, get it right.
Okay.
Right.
Family business. Don't forget, Wrestling World, July the 27th. It's on and popping.
Yeah,
Once again.
that's right. Rise of the Phoenix 2, RBI will be defending his Underground Wrestling North American Championship against Mr. Electricity, JB Smooth. And after that, RBI said it doesn't matter who's on his hit list.
We say it doesn't matter. It's not just RBI. And put some
The family.
spec. Yeah, that's right. Put some spec on it. Say Mr. RBI. Let's hear that.
There you go.
All right, Mr. RBI.
Thank you. Thank you
go.
very much.
There you
Remember,
go.
put some spec on his name.
All right,
All right,
definitely.
got that?
Got it.
Okay,
Got
good.
it, Bounce.
About time.
All right, Mr. RBI. Let's talk about somebody else in Underground Wrestling, and that is Wolfman. What is your thoughts on him?
Oh, Wolfman? You mean the security guard? The security of Underground Wrestling.
Yeah, you're former bodyguard, right?
Yeah, he's my former. Yes, he is.
Past tense.
Past tense. My new bodyguard is sitting right here, and his name is Mr. And I say Mr. Put some spec on his too. B.A.D. Blair Andre Dillon.
All right, Mr. Dillon.
That's right, baby.
Mr. Dillon and Mr. Bounce.
That's right. I like that. You're finally learning.
Finally getting it on.
Finally getting it. Okay.
Hey, I
might take that strike away from you.
I'm a quick learner.
Okay, good. About time.
What did Wolfman do to screw up and not be Mr. Bounce's bodyguard anymore?
Well, the first thing he screwed up by is just looking the way he does.
Yeah,
I mean, he looks totally ridiculous. And the true thing about this guy is, I smoked the most expensive cigars in the world. They're from Cuba.
That's right.
You know, I enjoy my Cuban cigars at
leisure, yeah.
You know, at leisure. You know?
As you should, being a great businessman that
Right.
you are.
And I like drinking my Champipple, not Ripple, but Champipple. I like drinking that, right?
Right.
Okay. And this guy is you know, he went into my Champipple and smoked one of my cigars, and he had to pay for it.
That's a cardinal sin.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He definitely had to pay.
He had to pay for it.
With a size 12D.
And you know what? I did a Fred Astaire on top of his head. I was dancing. Me, New Jack, Virgil, and the Untouchables. And he's never gotten over it.
And still talks.
Talks about it.
Yes.
Which he'll probably be on a little later to kind of give his portion of it. But he got stomped. I just want to say that.
And to me, he just doesn't have the killer instinct like I do.
Yeah, not at all.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Not at all. Anybody that would try to take a belt from a 15-year-old kid. Actually, the kid was 9.
Yeah.
He asked the kid to lay down. The kid won the belt somehow. You know, he tripped up and fell on top. It was an any weight championship, anywhere falls count. And the champion got knocked out. And the little kid laid on top of him and won the belt. And Wolfman tried for about 6 months to get the belt from the kid. The kid walking around, you know, he tried to get the belt and he couldn't get it. So that's the kind of guy you're dealing with when you talk to Wolfman. Anything you got to say? You're kind of just shaking your head sitting over there.
I'm just surprised.
I was going to say one more thing. And y'all don't think Wolfman was smoking dope and stuff, because he lost a couple of pounds. I'm just saying.
I don't think he was doing that. I think he was smoking my cigars. That's about all he was smoking. No, he wasn't doing that. I don't think he would do that. That's not in his character. But he will steal a cigar though.
And besides all that, who wants to hear that annoying wolf sound that he makes? It is so annoying. And it just irks me every time he... That just makes me sick, and it makes me upset, and it makes me mad.
All right, one quick question before we go to a commercial break. Mr. Bounce, Mr. Businessman as you are.
Business.
That's
right.
Okay, gotcha.
Get it right. You
Mr.
almost had strike too, buddy.
Mr. Business.
There you go.
Why is he in the promotion then? I would have kicked him out, kicked him into the unemployment line.
I'm not the president. I'm just the businessman. I'm the manager of champions, the champions of managers. And hey, I just want to let you know, if it was up to me, he would have been gone. Jimmy Saltine is the CEO, and Brent Mac Daddy BP Brent Paradise is the president of Underground Wrestling. And he will be calling in. He told me, he said, Bounce, I need to call in today and I need to tell these imbeciles, which he was talking about you. He want to set you guys straight.
And Felix the cat.
And Felix the cat.
What's going on?
Hey, nobody wanted. Hey, if we want anything out of you, we'd squeeze it out of you. Okay? Then nobody's talking to you right now. We're conducting an interview with, what's your name again?
Gemini Joe.
Gemini. Oh, so you got two sides to you, huh? So that's why you acting all. One side you want to talk, and the other side you all quiet, huh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Huh? Huh? There go the Gemini, the other Gemini. That's the evil twin. You a twin, huh? You got two sides to you. The evil twin guy.
That's right.
That's gonna be your new name. The evil twin guy.
All right, fair enough.
All right.
Well, we're going to take a quick break here on the Be On Air Network, and we come back, we're going to be conducting more of the family business with Mr. Bounce and Mr. Dillon, and that will be coming up next here on the Be On Air Network.
All right, check us out every Saturday on Wrestling with Pros on Karma Radio. I am Elmer Bounce Mahone.
Got the Wolfman here, and dude, you forgot Mr. Mahone, the snake in the grass, but I'm gonna be like a mongoose all over you.
Yeah, man, what are you talking about all over me?
That's right.
Where's B.A.D?
I guess he's at home babysitting.
Where's the eagle?
Hey.
What do you mean?
Don't worry about the eagle. He's flying high.
Yeah, and you got the Booker here.
Man, I'm telling you, all you got to do is check us out every Saturday from 5 o'clock until 7 o'clock. All your wrestling news on karmaradio.com. This is Bounce, the Don of Underground Wrestling, and you're listening to Talk Wrestling Live with Felix the Cat and Gemini Joe here on NorthCoastUnderground.com, where the underground starts with you.
Follow us on Twitter at TWL 24/7.
I'm not finished with you!
And now, let's get back to the show.
Welcome back to Talk Wrestling Live on the Be On Air Network. Felix the Cat behind the glass, and I am the evil twin guy as renamed by Mr. Bounce and Mr. Dillon.
Thank you.
And we're going to be conducting some more family business. And
right,
so the family business will be taken care of at
What you mean, taken care of? What do you fixed your lips to say taken care of?
It's taken care of.
Huh?
Thank you, Felix.
You say taken care of. Fix your lips right. Now say it right.
The family business will be taken care of this Saturday night at Rise of the Phoenix 2. So what exactly do you have in store for Underground Wrestling this Saturday night at Rise of the Phoenix 2?
It's none of your business what we have in store for you guys. The fans, I'm going to just tell you, we do not like the fans. We do not like the referees. We don't like even you. I don't even like the concession people.
That's right.
I don't even like the ticket. I don't like the ticket takers.
We kick 3-year-olds in the shins. That's right.
I fight kids, just so you know. Long as they 3 years old and under, I got them. How about that?
Yes, sir, Mr. Bounce.
Yeah, I'm still here. Y'all forgot about me? Look at this, and that's what I'm talking about. And y'all forget about me and all, and I just put on the impressive match yesterday. Come on.
Impressive match. You let the family down.
No, I didn't let the family down, and I've never let them down, and they know that, and if you say that one more time, I'm going to be putting 5 and 5 in your face, buddy.
That's what's up,
I
man.
never let them down.
Hey, RBI.
They wasn't there.
RBI. I want you to tell the listeners how you and I got together.
Oh, yeah. We got together, what was that, 10 years ago at Magnum Pro down in, what was that,
Ashtabula, that's right.
Mm-hmm. And we call ourselves the Knockout Sluggers because we are the Knockout Sluggers. And you forget about my man B.A.D. He is a former 4-time Golden Glove boxing champion. And y'all remember how Leon Spinks and stuff lost his teeth? B.A.D. did that.
Tell them about it, man. They don't know. They don't know.
Yeah, they don't know. And he went to Olympics and took it on. He was a gold medalist that people don't forget.
Well, everybody forgets if it's hard to be humble, but when you're B.A.D., it comes natural. Do you know what I'm saying to you?
Right.
That's absolutely right, man. And when we were tag team, and we went all over the place. Is that true?
That's true. We went to Chicago. We went to West Virginia. We went to Indiana. We went to Michigan, and we tore the place down to the ground.
That's right. Now, what is the hardest thing that you can remember, about being on the road?
Well, being on the road, just being around with great, people, and just, traveling, riding 22, miles and riding 12 hours. That's, I was just, hit on the show. So, Being on the road is beautiful. I don't have no type of complaints about it.
You know, everybody thinks that this life is easy, man. But you know what they don't tell you is that you have to travel a lot.
Yes, you do.
Gemini Joe, I gotta ask you a question, brother.
Yes, sir.
Why am I conducting this interview instead of you? Aren't you the host of this show?
That's his silent twin.
Oh,
His silent twin's not talking at all, and it's something. You know what? I think the cat got your tongue. You're speechless, huh?
Yeah, you are correct, Mr. Bounce. I apologize. RBI. So, what is compare like travel between professional wrestling and baseball? What sport has the more travel necessary?
Well, both of them, but I say, wrestling, because baseball, you'll have like maybe 2, 3, 4 games, like a day when I used to be in AAA. But wrestling and stuff, it was back to back to back, so if you was, going to this city on the next one, so you had to hit up, rest, get up another 4 or 5 hours, and, hit up to the other road. So I see what, some of the guys and stuff today and some in the past, was saying and stuff, and it's brutal, but I say wrestling is the most wanted also. So we got 360 days a year, so it's tough.
You know what I'm thankful for, man, in all of our travels and the travels that we took with other people. You know what I'm glad about?
What is that?
You know what I'm glad about, man, is that nobody has stinky feet in that car, man, because you have to go in a car. Not a bus like when RBI was in baseball. You had to get in a car and literally drive from point A to point B, show after show, town after town. What these guys say on TV is the absolute truth. You have to drive yourself from
You
town
got to
to
drive
town.
yourself. It is a grueling. It's not a glamorous life. It looks glamorous, but it's not. It's grueling. You spend 20 minutes, you spend 2 or 3 hours, 6 hours, 18 hours, 12 hours driving or taking a plane or a train, going to where you got to go for 15 minutes or 20 minutes worth of work, and then it's back to doing the same thing the next day. It's a very grueling job.
That's right.
But you know what? You're out there. There's people that's tuning in, and they're texting me like crazy. Hey, what radio station you guys on? Hey, you haven't called out the call letters at all. So call out the call letters and let people know how to get a hold of you. Come on, let's go, Mr. Gemini.
It's NorthCoastUnderground.com, where the underground starts with you, as well as All Sports Cleveland, the talk of the land.
All right, Felix. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Felix.
Since Gemini's got a something caught in his throat or something. I think it's a chicken bone or
We
something.
got the silent twin over here.
Yeah, something.
Come on, wake up, evil twin.
And I got a question. You're talking about
Go ahead.
your travels and everything.
Yeah.
What's it like being a wrestler on the road? You have to eat something. How do you, do you just live off of popcorn, or how do you stay in shape?
Wait a minute. Is he trying to be funny?
Yeah, I think he is.
You trying to be funny, Felix?
No, I remember.
Yeah, I think he is Mr. Bounce.
Well,
Man, we ought to go in that. We ought to go in that other room there for a second, man.
And take care of business.
I think he needs some business.
You need to talk about popcorn. You mean Stone Cold Steve Austin ate popcorn?
I think that's what he said on his road stories. Or that was either him or Mankind, Mick Foley.
Well, sometimes people don't want to, spend that money. I was just telling a story earlier today about the Macho Man Randy Savage. A lot of people don't know Macho Man. He was real frugal with his money. He used to sleep in his car instead of going to the hotel and spending money in the hotel.
There's
and
a lot of
stopping
wrestlers
at
like that.
at the local convenience store grabbing food. He always saved his money.
Yeah.
I remember one time it was in Akron, and he came out and he was got out of a cab. Him and Miss Elizabeth got out the cab, and when he pulled the knot out of his pocket, I'm standing right next to him. You know, he pulled out a knot that could choke a cow. That's how big it was. The cow started chewing on it, he would choke on it. That's how big it was. So a lot of wrestlers are frugal with their money, and some aren't. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of promoters too.
Right.
Yep.
Right. And Bruce Brody was another one, and he would go on the road and he'd eat tuna fish and stuff, and sardines and such a which. So, I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do, you know, because
it's a brutal life.
Exactly. So when your career and stuff and you know, hopefully, you know, comes to end and you know, you got to see, you know, what you did over the years. And
So where do you guys fall in the hole? Are you frugal with your money, or do you spend it frivolously on the cigars and the sham and the?
I do. I spend my money. I spend the money that I have. You know,
right?
I you know, you're only on this earth for 3 seconds. If you think about the time that you're here on this earth, I'm talking. You just when we wanted you to talk, you wouldn't talk.
That's
so
right.
Just hold your horses, okay?
I apologize,
You're
Mr.
on
Bounce.
this earth. Hey, somebody's calling in.
We can only have one caller at a time.
Bounce 'em out.
We have RBI.
Okay, well, bounce. RBI,
we'll call you.
We call you back.
Later, brother.
We'll call you back. Answer that call.
And caller, we have you on the line. Introduce yourself.
yeah, this is the Wolfman's call.
Oh man,
Hey
come
man,
on.
can you give them that tired sounding wolf call that you got?
See, that just annoys me to no end, ladies and gentlemen. Do you hear that?
I have to agree with you, Mr. Dillon.
Oh my God!
About time you.
Mr. Dillon.
That's right.
That's right, baby.
Oh, yeah, okay. I guess they got y'all suckered then, right? Mr. Dillon.
Well, ask
I don't know why
Wolfman.
you-
Ask Wolfman the question. Go ahead and finish what you were saying,
yeah.
Wolfman. Hold on. Let him finish. Let Wolfman finish. And then you can ask Wolfman the question. And you better answer it properly.
You know it's good for you.
Well, I better answer it. I'm not even worried about you two clowns. That's why you have to leave Akron to go out of town, because you know y'all ain't got a time of chance here in Akron. You know Wolf don't tolerate that. And you know, as the enforcer, I will handle my business. And I have enough backup for security.
Yeah, whatever.
Now, if you want to ask me a question, feel free to do it. But when you ask me, say Mr. Wolfman.
Hold on. Don't put no spec on his name. Do
You
not
don't
call
need
him
it.
Wolfman. Call him Wolfman. Don't call him Mr. Wolfman. Go ahead. Evil twin.
All right, Wolfman. What's the fallout with the family? Did you not hold up your end of the business?
Well, if a family is a family that don't stab you in the back, you know. I tell a snake, I trust family, and that's what those two that you have up there. I don't know if it's 2 of them up there or 3 of them up there, but it's supposed to be the family business, but it's monkey business, and it's snake in the grass business. Don't turn your back on them, because they will slither up behind you.
Whatever.
And see, I know it. I know what they like. I don't trust them. I don't even trust when I'm looking at them.
So
That's right. You'll get that 12 right again.
So
Yeah,
Wolfman, you
right.
said that
Okay. But see, but the problem with that is, in order for me to get that 12, it'll take you all, because one of you can't do it by yourself. Now, if you don't believe me, ask your Mr. Business partner in charge what happened to him when he hit me with that candlestick, and if I didn't retaliate and came up behind him.
Well, we're not talking. We're not talking about that. We're talking about Mr. Evil Twin. Asked him.
I think
asked
Felix
him,
was there.
asked him.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Why-
Somebody asked him questions.
what happened with that candlestick that Mr. Bounce is talking about?
What you mean, Mr. Wolfman is talking about? I don't know what he's talking about. I've never seen a Kindle stick in my life.
Yeah, this ain't Singapore.
When I put it upside your head, you look, I didn't write it and stick it somewhere else, you would have never seen it.
You know what? I think I should bring charges up on you because you stole my Kendo stick that I used.
Yeah, right. Wait a minute, you just cut through so you didn't know what it was.
That wasn't him. That was me.
That's
I've
right.
never seen a Kindle stick in my life.
I was in a hardcore
right.
match against Christian Saint, and you stole that from me after the match.
right.
That's what it was.
Well, I hope, Chris, next time you and Mr. Saint is in the ring, I hope he baptizes you and change you, because you need all the help you can get.
But you know what happened after that match, right? You know what happened after that match, right? I became the Underground Ohio champion. That's right.
Yeah.
Me,
But how
Blair
long
Andre
did you
Dillon.
keep it? How long did you keep it? Do you have it now?
I did not have it. I do not have it now. I do not have.
Okay,
I
then.
do not have it now. I do not.
Right.
You know why? I was injured, and I had to.
Yeah,
I couldn't
right.
defend
And
my
so
title
was
in 30
I.
days.
I was injured. I know somebody wanted to ask about the injury, and I don't know if they want to fix their lips, Felix. I don't know if they want to fix their lips to Felix.
We saw you on crutches at the last show, Mr. Bounce, as well as Blair Andre Dillon.
Whoa. Hold up, my man. You don't have to say Mr. Bounce to him, you know. Just call him Snake Man.
Hey, wait a minute. I got him trained. He better call me Mister. That's what he better do.
If he know what's good
He's
for him.
better.
That's right.
Oh yeah, right.
Hey, I
Yeah,
just want.
apparently he's up there by himself. You lucky that I couldn't make it there.
He's in another
Because
room. He's
some
all
other
right
business-
for now.
Some other business that I had to attend to, because if not, I would have been there and I would have had his back. And y'all would have been talking all that yin yang y'all talking now.
Yeah, but
see.
you're not here, Wolfman. So that's
Right.
That's the problem.
Wish in one
Yeah.
hand and you know what in the other, right?
Yeah, you know, does
Right.
the letter
You know what
FO
that-
meaning you?
Nothing.
Does the letter FO mean anything to you?
No,
see?
no, nothing at
Yeah,
all.
nothing
It don't
at
mean
all.
anything.
Yeah,
Hey,
right,
let me just say this.
Find others.
Can I say this? ABC
Yeah,
Motors
yeah,
and
say it before you forget it.
okay, I'm gonna say
Write it
this.
down.
I'm gonna say this. ABC Motors and Park Ford and myself and B.A.D. and all of you guys out there. Hey, hold up, man. All you guys out there, Rise of the Phoenix 2, July 27, 2019. Bail time at 4 p.m. Tickets are $10. You're going to see Mr. Fitness against Lord Marcus Knight.
Oh my goodness, man!
And
Mr. Fitness coming.
Mr. Fitness come, and I know you and Mr. Fitness had some times together. I understand. You can sit back and watch royalty at its best. You're gonna watch Lord Marcus Knight enter the
Wait a
building.
minute, what you said his name was?
Lord Marcus Knight.
You don't agree with that, Wolfman?
Marcus? Wait a minute. Oh, Mucus.
I said
you said
Lord
Mucus.
Marcus Knight.
Mucus.
Marcus.
Mucus.
No, okay.
Oh,
Well,
Mucus.
let me finish. And before I was rudely interrupted, Lord Marcus Knight, when he enters the building, we want all the women to curtsy and all the fellas to bow their head when he walks in the ring. Right?
Now,
I'm gonna tell you this. Let me tell you this. The women will curtsy because they so old they're gonna fall over.
That's
and
right.
The men will bow their head because they'll be sleeping.
well, the men better not bow down because we don't want anybody to lose their teeth.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Especially you, Wolfman.
right. Yeah.
We know you got
I ain't worried
falsies.
about it.
You got
We know you
falsies.
got falsies.
We already know you got falsies. We know that
Yeah,
already.
right.
Yeah,
right.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Let-
bet you can go to my house and see a toothbrush, and you can't go to yours and see a comb.
Let me finish this up. You always interrupting somebody. Then you're gonna have the Bearded Dragons going up against the Punk Rock All Star. One of my favorite groups. I kind of like the Punk Rock All Stars. Who ever heard of a Bearded Dragon?
Right. I mean, I watched Game of Thrones.
Wait a
They didn't
minute.
have
I
beards
heard of
on
them.
those dragons.
Wait a minute. I heard of a bearded dragon. I'm hearing one now talking. I hear that breath talking.
You know what? Whatever.
And that's a dragon.
Cut his
coming out
mic.
your
Cut
mouth.
him off. Let's just do whatever. But anyway, let's get
You
let's
might be burning up the mic.
let's get back to this. Then you're gonna have
That's why he ain't here.
SP Ghost versus Super Bad. When I say this one more time, Super Bad.
Man
Carter
with two
Robinson.
uncles.
Hey, wait a minute. What do you mean, the man with two uncles?
He got you, and he got Shane Douglas. Like I tell you, when I look at
Shane
you three,
Douglas.
I look at a
Please.
Neapolitan group.
You gonna bring up Shane Douglas on this
Yeah, why
program?
you gotta bring up Shane
Hey,
Douglas?
who was Felix? Was you there? Did you see him cheat?
I did.
Okay, and
Stole
is he stole the championship, right?
He did.
Okay.
Once again, stole my weapon.
And then guess who ran to the champions, the fake champions corner and was hugging and kissing on him and Dominic DeNucci? Guess who it was? The guy that's on the other line, Mr. Wolfman.
That's right.
That's right,
Because
kissing
I
up.
know greatness.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Dominic DeNucci, the guy with no teeth, right?
Well, I don't know if he had teeth at that time, but he looked like he had teeth fit to me. But Dominic DeNucci, the living legend, yes, Dominic DeNucci. That's the guy.
Dominic DeNucci.
That Dominic DeNucci. Yeah, he was there.
Trainer Mick Foley as well. So, I mean, goodness, that's the guy who brought us Cactus Jack?
Yep.
Wow.
And also Shane Douglas.
You
That's
guys are
right.
talking about the old franchise. We all know that the new franchise is Carter Robinson.
There you go.
There you go,
That's
Felix.
what I like, Felix. You
That's
know
right,
what?
Felix.
You might have a place at Underground. You're
might have a
smart.
future.
You're a smart guy.
That's right.
Not like this guy sitting across from us, Mr. Whatever twisty double two-timer twisty head.
Gemini Joe.
Well, what? Now you got some voice now.
Now you find your
you got
voice.
some cojones, huh? Oh, you're talking real deep now, huh?
Yeah, like you got some bass in your voice or something.
No, you just brought up Shane Douglas and made me fired up because I think that's the one thing everybody in the studio can agree on, and that Shane Douglas is garbage. I mean, he's the franchise, but it was like the franchise in like 2 decades ago.
That's right.
In a promotion that couldn't even be in existence for more than 8 years.
Yeah.
And that's something to be proud of.
And gave up the NWA World's title to make it work. And
To-
now you see how that
Treated
went, right?
it like a piece of garbage. And now, the joke is on him. The NWA is still around.
That's right.
Where's ECW? It got gobbled up by the dark villain.
Big machine,
right?
by the big
by
machine.
Vince McMahon. He gobbled it up and locked it and put it on the shelves.
Yeah.
Also on the card is going to be Christian Saint.
Oh,
And that's for your vacant Ohio championship. Am I correct?
yeah. That you know what? That irks me so bad that he is in this tournament. And you know what? Now that I'm 100% again, you know what? I think I might want to try to get in that tournament again.
Oh,
I think
I
you
have to talk
should.
to Brent
I think you
Paradise.
should.
beautiful. What do you think? What do you think, Felix?
I'm looking forward to that tournament. I want to see what happens and who comes out on top.
Well, whoever holds my title, because I really don't believe that I actually got pinned or submitted to anybody. I
didn't
give up
see
my
it.
title.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
You
had
didn't
to
get
give it up.
beat.
My title.
And you know what? You know who had something to do with that, right? This man right here.
Yeah.
That's on the other line.
Yeah, that's why he's not here today.
always got his 2 cents in something. He always, when you see him, he's sneaking around, whispering in Jimmy Saltine's ear. He whispering in the president's ear, Mac Daddy BP, Brent Paradise.
Picking money.
He whispering in the wrestler's ear. He whispering in,
right.
he even whispering little kids' ears.
Yeah.
And he goes, hey,
right.
hey, kid, lay down. I wanna go ahead and pin you. Hey, the kid don't even have a championship belt. You talking about 20 years ago when that kid did have a belt. I think you got Alzheimer's or something.
Well, no. But see, this happened when I was under your tutelage, and I didn't know much about the business. But when I got smart and wise, and when you and your other goonies turn on me, turn your back on me, I knew then that it was no more. Like I said, I don't trust you as far as I can throw you.
And you can't throw me.
You know what? I want to see
Well,
Saturday?
you know,
Mr. Dillon.
Hey, look,
Yeah.
You're
only thing
100%
I can just
correct.
say is,
I am
you
100%.
never see.
Well,
Yeah, right.
I tell you what I want to see. You take on Wolfman. You take care of Wolfman.
Wolfman's not a wrestler. He's a try to be, not even a wannabe. He's a try to be.
I try to be.
A try to be.
Well, it just seems to me he gets into family business.
That's why he's not in the family business.
I may
Gotcha.
not be a wrestler, but all I gotta do is just dial 911, and I have so many men in blue there that all y'all be trying to find him.
Well, one thing is for sure. By the time he calls 911, he's gonna be beat up so bad he's gonna have to have the ambulance come and get him.
Right.
That's right. We agree. You hear that, Gemini? You hear that?
Y'all cannot jump me from the front. Y'all got to attack me from the back. Because that's just kind of a snake do. A snake would strike from the back.
Hey, I live by this motto. Win if you can. Lose if you must. But always cheat.
That's the best model to live by.
I love that model.
Exactly.
I mean, this
Learn
guy,
to love it.
That's why he's the head of my security detail. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, right,
That is why
right.
he has the fortitude. He has the guts. He has the muscle. He has the brain, and he has the will to make sure nothing happens to the bounce man.
That's
that's
right.
just how it works
In
with
your
family
pocket.
business. I just want to let you know right
He's in your
now.
pocket.
That's all right. Don't worry about my pockets.
He's in your pocket.
Don't worry about it.
Right. A rat in your pocket.
Felix, what's
Anyway,
so funny?
what's going on here?
You sitting over there kicking.
I was going to say, if
That's right.
If
Good
B.A.D.
call.
wanted to face Wolfman, I know we have the Cleveland Clinic out here. Which hospital would you send him to out in Akron? Suma?
Suma. I like Cleveland General.
I'm not even worried about it because I have friends that work at the hospital there.
Yep, and they'll take good care of you once you get there.
All I got to do is just call them Little John. And I got friends in Cleveland. While y'all there, Georgia,
I kick midgets.
Hey.
I kick
ain't
midgets.
worried about it. Because
Speaking.
You know what? You guys got to make it from Cleveland back to Akron. And there's a whole lot of gray cars with blue lights between here and there.
Speaking of little guys, I just want to tell you something, Cowboy Kid Quick.
Yeah.
You double-crossed the wrong guy. I took you to the championship, me and the family business, and then you win 1, 2, 3, and then you actually tell me to kiss your little fanny. Oh man, that's you just crossed the line, buddy.
But how did you not see that coming, Mr.
I didn't see it.
I mean, you're a snake.
What are you talking about, a snake? Who you calling a snake?
You call yourself a snake.
I didn't call myself a snake. That's that guy right there calling me a snake. I've never called myself a snake. I'm a businessman. What are you talking about?
You're the dawn of a new era.
That's right.
So you should have saw that coming.
I didn't see it coming. I didn't
He's
have
supposed to be part of the business.
He was part of the business, and I got double-crossed.
I think it's Wolfman's fault, personally.
What I don't understand is why you didn't see it coming. You was low enough.
You know what?
Man, okay.
You know
Next
what?
question.
Felix, you know what?
when I look
That's
at
strike
you-
one for you, Felix. That's strike one.
When I look at you, you look just like a Vince McMahon with a suntan and no hair.
And you know what? That is my idol, Vince. Vince, I love you. Hey, my buddy.
I know you
hey,
do.
mwah,
And
mwah.
if you don't-
hey,
and
hey,
if-
Vincey.
And if you don't believe that he loves Vince McMahon, look at his knees and see how dirty they are.
Wait a minute. I'm not. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm not in that club. I'm not in the Kiss My You Know What club. And I refuse. I will never do that. I never kiss. That's why I'm just done with it.
Yeah.
Look at that hat you wearing. You got your hair so far from Vince McMahon derriere. If you was to pass that, you would say, "Oh, Vince, you have real
I'm
black
sick of
like
this.
you."
Yeah, me.
You know what?
We gotta go to
We gotta go to
break.
break, man. And you know what?
Yeah.
Forget you, your dunce hat wearing Kai.
I wish
can't
we could
stand
bounce you out.
Yeah,
Hey,
we're-
Felix, can you bounce him out?
Bounce out.
Bounce them out. All right, well, we're going to take a break right here on the Be On Air Network. This is Talk Wrestling Live.
Yeah.
And we will be back with more family business.
Yeah.
All right, check us out every Saturday on Wrestling with Pros on Karma Radio. I am Elmer Bounce Mahone.
got the Wolfman here, and dude, you forgot Mr. Mahone, the snake in the grass. But I'm gonna be like a mongoose all over you, partner.
Man, what are you talking about all
Hey,
over me?
That's right.
Where's B.A.D?
I guess he's at home babysitting.
Where's the eagle?
Hey,
What do you mean?
don't worry about the eagle. He's flying high.
Yeah, and you got the Booker here.
Man, I'm telling you, all you got to do is check us out every Saturday from 5 o'clock until 7 o'clock. All your wrestling news on KarmaRadio.com.
This is Blair Andre Dillon with Underground Wrestling, and you're listening to Talk Wrestling Live with Felix the Cat and Gemini Joe here on allsportscleveland.com, the talk of the land.
Follow us on Twitter at TWL 24/7.
I'm not finished with you!
And now, let's get back to the show. Hey everybody, this is Felix the Cat Katlovski, and you're listening to Talk Wrestling Live on NorthCoastUnderground.com and AllSportsCleveland.com, the talk of the land. And we are talking here with Mr. Bounce and B.A.D, Blair, Andre, Dillon. So Underground Wrestling is returning to the YMCA, also known as the Bridges Learning Center in Akron, Ohio, for Rise of the Phoenix 2, taking place this weekend on Saturday, July 27th. And like I said, we are here with promoter from Underground Wrestling, Bounce, along with Blair, Andre, Dillon, that's B.A.D. And gentlemen, thank you again for coming on the show. And I want to know, what other matches can we expect for Rise of the Phoenix 2?
You've got the North American title, which is Mr. RBI, and
Harry Toothpick,
That's
JB
Mr.
Schmoe.
that's Mr. Entertainment. And then you're going to have the hostess Twinkie Man, which is your favorite.
He's not my. You know what? I'm still tasting Twinkie from the last time we got together and we met between Mr. Fitness and myself.
Well,
You know, I wasn't even wrestling, and he's going to shove a Twinkie down my throat. Now, how embarrassing was that? You know, it was cold outside, you know.
Maybe you thought you were hungry.
Well,
Could have just gave you a Snickers, but
yeah,
Guess
I
so.
needed a Snicker bar, man. What I really needed was my medicine, so I can calm down and everything, because, you know, I get so hyper sometimes,
yeah.
and I just don't know what to do, and you know, I can't think of anything else to do but beat people up until I have my medicine, and that goes for the 3-year-olds too, and midgets too.
Yeah, Mr. Dillon, I'll tell you one thing. If someone tried to shove a Twinkie down my mouth, I don't know what I would do.
It could have been a Suzy Q. I would have been happy with that, but no, it was a Twinkie.
what if it was a deep fried Twinkie?
Oh no, I don't eat those.
Deep fried
I
Oreos?
gotta watch my carbs.
I
But
just
that's
want
one thing he has going for him, though.
I just want to say this about Mr. Fitness.
Oh, my
Mr.
gosh.
Fitness is one character that you guys really have to just kind of check out.
Gemini, you ever seen him before, Mr. Fitness?
No, I have not.
Oh my goodness! Here, let me show you a picture.
It's like the Body Electric or Tybo or something.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might as
sorta.
well say a 300-pound Mr. Fitness.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say. Mr. Fitness is not your average fitness guy. He's always trying to get into something.
Slim Trimmins. That's his name.
Kind of looks like Ralphus from WCW, actually.
That guy is absolutely the worst. His power comes from Diet Coke and Twinkies.
That's what he says.
That's what he claims. But, you know, when we stepped into the ring, I gave him the business, and I turned around, came back, and he shoved a Twinkie down my throat. I mean, who does that?
But what did you do after that?
I couldn't do anything. The show was over. Yeah. It's absolutely horrible.
I wouldn't let the end of the show stop to me. I would have just beat him up in the parking lot or something. Took his little crowbar thing he had and weight machine and just beat him with it.
Well, the thing is, when he did that, he surrounded himself around fans, so I couldn't get to him. And then the show ended. That's how it ended. It just frustrated me.
Why'd you let the fans get in the way?
Because I was on my back. He was feeding me a Twinkie. I could not get up. And then all of a sudden, all of the little kids came in with him and surrounded him. And he was standing behind him just like this. There was nothing that I could do.
So you're saying he got the better of you?
He-
We have a
You
caller.
had a caller.
Caller,
Caller, you are on the line.
Wow, we're busy today.
Hello,
Of course
caller.
you're busy. Of course you're busy. Your ratings are about to go up because you got the Mac Daddy BP on the line.
Oh, Jesus.
That's the president of Underground Wrestling, Mac Daddy BP, Brent Paradise. What's going on, President?
Hey, what's pimping? Hey, you caught me while I was in taxi. I was just landing back in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. You was just
You
coming
know,
back.
you know the spot with a winning football team. You understand?
I understand. Hey, do you have? Hey, let me ask you something. Is Donald Trump with you today?
He went to the St. Lawrence tap room right here at the airport. I gotta see if I can find him. Hold up for a minute. But you're talking to your boy right here. You're talking to the president of Underground Wrestling. What's happening?
Oh, nothing much, man. I don't know.
I have a question. Why did you strip me of my Ohio title and not give me enough time to recuperate?
Yeah, that's what we're wondering here on Talk Wrestling Live.
Here is the thing, all right? As president of Underground Wrestling, when you sign a contract, it legally states within your deal that you are supposed to defend that. You are legally obligated to defend that every 30 days. You chose not to exercise that option.
I would have hobbled in the ring. Christian Saint wouldn't have been able to beat me. He can never beat me.
It's funny you mention that because there's a saying, you better be praying to God the next time you see him.
What were you going to say, Gemini?
I was gonna say, Mr. President, you know, Mr. Dillon here, the B.A.D. is 100% healthy now. Why don't you put him in the tournament?
Hey, you know what? That's strike two for you.
Yeah.
No one told you to say anything about that. You just trying to
So
start
you
something.
want me to just put B.A.D. in the tournament just out of nowhere?
See,
Just-
there you go,
just-
running your lips.
Just make that
He's the
decision.
former champion.
Strike two, Gemini.
That's strike two, buddy.
I don't know about this Gemini character. I thought that was a lame tag team from SmackDown back in 2006.
What? Are you going to let him insult you like that?
Lame tag team. Let's get it straight. I mean,
the two Bellcats.
Are you gonna let him insult you like that?
There go the nice twin. There go the nice twin. Just
no. See, that Gemini was GYM. I'm the regular Gemini, GEM. They're the phonies, and you see that they didn't last long.
So Jen,
Strike
you mean
two.
like the rocks that you're smoking to think that you're going to be able to get a title shot?
Hey, look here. This is what I want to do this live on the Be On Air network. I want to do this right now. Whoever wins it, I want to exercise my rematch clause.
that's right. That's what's gonna happen.
I tell you what, now that I'm looking at the books and I'm thinking about it, you actually are entitled to a rematch at your choosing.
According to the contract, I am entitled to a rematch because I never lost.
Well, I had to
idiot.
of it because I told you. Are you listening to yourself when you talk? I tell you what, baby,
Look-
I'm going to do this Rush Hour Chris Tucker style, and I'm going to say it to you like this. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I want my rematch clause. Whoever wins, hardcore match, anything goes, lights out. I don't care what it is.
No. See, here's the thing. I was just about to grant you that title rematch, the rematch that you supposedly demand that you have. I was about to, but then you had to go add all kinds of rules and stipulations.
I don't care what kind of match I have to go through.
You want to add all kinds of. Listen, let me tell you something. You wanted to add all kinds of extras. I'll tell you what. I'm going to go the other way with it. You know what you're going to get, B.A.D.?
What's that?
You're going to get your rematch for your title shot. But I'll tell you what. It is going to be a straight-up wrestling match. Do you understand that? You hit him with a foreign object, whoever the champion is, you're disqualified.
Is that right?
You understand that?
Is
You
that
have a
right?
10 count.
You think I'm
You have a
scared?
10 count to get back in the ring.
Do you think I'm scared?
Does this man does not look scared.
If you are supposedly the talent that you demand that you are,
And you know that I
am.
am. And you know that I am.
Well, then you go ahead. You
15
step
years in the
between
business,
it.
man.
You
Don't
step in
think
between-
that I don't
Listen,
know
let me
how
tell
to
you
wrestle.
something. No. You're going to listen. You're going to listen.
No,
to the
you're gonna
president
listen.
right about now. And you're going to listen to every word I've got to say.
I don't care what you got to say. What do you think about
I
that?
got to say because you know what? because as president of the company, just like that, I will take that rematch away from you, brother. Believe that,
Now,
brother.
do it. See what happened.
The president laying down the law.
You know what?
I've got, hey,
President
I gotta
is
do,
full of anarchy. That's what he's full of.
That's right.
Wait, whoa.
Don't think that-
Who's saying I'm full of malarkey? What is this? What is it?
It doesn't matter who said it. You heard it, and it's for real.
That's
think that-
Mr. Bounce.
And don't think that we don't have cars or trains or buses in Pittsburgh. We know how to take care of people like you.
What does that have to do with any of this, brother?
We know how to take care of people like you.
You know Rick the limousine driver, don't you?
First of all, I don't need limousine drivers. I've got a whole fleet of my own.
Why are you in Pittsburgh then? I mean, that doesn't seem like a smart decision. Doesn't Mr. Bounce? Doesn't Mr. Dillon?
Well, hey, man, I just do my business with my family business, and we try to make sure that we, stay on top with the gold.
As of this moment, as of right now, me and Bounce are under a mutual understanding. He runs a business, I run a business. I understand that. We cool. Now, when it comes to B.A.D., all right, you get your rematch against whoever the champion may be. But since you wanted to run your mouth, it's a straight-up wrestling match. No stipulations at all. There. And if I had a gavel right now, I'd lay the smack on it because that is final.
All right, and that is breaking news right here on
See what
Talk
you did?
Wrestling
See
Live.
what you did, Felix? You're always starting something, man. You always got to put your 2 cents in it. And you're sitting over there like a little Chesapeake cat or whatever, just a real funny. And you know what? You're going to pay for it, Felix. That's strike 2 for you too, Felix.
Exactly, Mr. Bounce. This is what I got to put up with every week on this show.
Man, this guy, I'm telling you, both of y'all walking a thin line right now. You know that, right?
Very thin.
Very
Tightrope.
thin. That's strike 2 for both of you guys. That's all I got to say.
Gotta keep my
That
balance.
is a beautiful spot-on assessment of what you got going on, Mr. Bounce, and I understand. You and I have a business. We and I have business together, and I got nothing but respect for you, man. Just keep walking the line and keep doing what you're doing, brother.
Hey, I'm going to say this. You guys handle the business. I take care of the business. And when it comes down to the Ohio Championship, I will take care of business. You heard it first here, Gemini, Felix the Cat. Whatever it takes, I'm going to win my title back. I know it's going to make you upset. I know it's going to make you mad. But I got something to prove. And then after that, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to retire the belt again. And I'm going to keep it forever and ever.
So, who else is in this Ohio championship
It
tournament?
doesn't matter who else is in it, does it? It doesn't matter. That's 2.5 strikes for you for asking that stupid question. It doesn't matter because if B.A.D. wants to get in it and whoever the champion, it doesn't matter because they're not going to have the belt that long. So it doesn't matter who's in the championship. Now, does it?
At the end of the
Well,
day,
before you interrupted me, Mr. Bounce, that's strike 1 on you.
What?
Yeah, you heard me. Strike 1 on you.
What? What?
Listen, this radio program is not supposed to be 2 hours of you guys just cutting promos on each other, all right?
Hey, what?
I made the decision, and the decision is final. You understand? That's all
Bounce out.
Hey, let me ask you something. Where's the president at? I need to talk to him.
Bounce out.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. I didn't go nowhere.
Cut his mic. Cut his mic,
No,
Felix.
don't you cut his mic, Felix. I want to know who else is in this tournament besides Christian Saint.
Yeah, run down. Well, you know what? Maybe I'll have some surprises. Who knows? Because anybody that brings their boots and their tights and knows at least a little bit how to work,
Well,
then
all
they
I
might
got.
have some. They might have to get something to handle. They might just be entered into this.
Okay,
Alright,
well,
I
we'll see.
just had to cut his mic, so
Yeah,
I'm listening
cut
to
him.
Mr. Bounce
Why'd you cut
right
his
here.
mic?
This show is hot.
You could put anybody over there in that Ohio Championship tournament. They can shine the belt up real nice because at the end of the day, it's going to go right to B.A.D.
That's right. Say it again.
There you
Say
go.
It loud.
You know what? I take that strike 1 back for you. You
can't do that.
Hey, don't worry about what I can do. Felix the Cat. That's my man right there.
Yeah. Minus the big eyes and the clock on his,
Felix the Cat. That's the cat man
Yeah,
right there.
him.
You got that
We need to
right?
get him a big clock. Be like the
Where-
boogeyman over there
was gonna
sitting in
say,
the
yeah.
booth.
All right. So let me ask you
Yeah.
guys something. Since you guys are asking questions, so how long have you guys been doing this show?
I've been doing this show since like last year, I want to say March, and I brought on Gemini Joe along, and we're about to be moving to a new home here on All Sports Cleveland, the talk of the land.
Right.
Currently we're on northcoastunderground.com, where the underground starts with you.
It's a great time and great to have you guys on here. So, what's the main event going to be coming up this Saturday night? Rise of the Phoenix.
Question.
The main event, it don't matter. It's going to be spectacular, whoever it is. I think the main event is Super B.A.D. Carter Robinson against SP Ghost from Ring of Honor. One of the top new recruits for Ring of Honor. And this guy does not talk. He's very mysterious. He's very agile. And I think that him and Kano, Super B.A.D., Carter Robinson, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you Kano because he is my nephew. That's my nephew. I'm his uncle. And not Shane Douglas.
The old franchise.
Shane Douglas talking about,
that's right.
I'm the new uncle. Just call me Uncle Champion. Uncle Champion my foot.
Exactly.
So, Super B.A.D. Carter Robinson against SP the Ghost is going to be the main event.
I don't think we got that far yet, but what can you tell us about that rematch between Detroit's Most Wanted and the Commission after the Commission came out on top at Rise of the Phoenix?
Well, I'm going to let Mr. Blair Andre Dillon handle that one.
Due to circumstances under their control, they won't be here.
What does that mean?
Don't worry about it. Strike two.
Don't ask questions.
Doesn't it say on the card, subject to change?
That's right.
So there you go. Don't worry about it. There's something that the family business is cooking up, and there's nothing anybody in the locker room can do about it. All I can say is, Commission, you're doing a great job.
Wonderful.
Great job.
We just can't find Detroit's Most Wanted. That's what the problem is.
Are they back in Detroit?
We have no idea. The last time we seen them, they were tied up in a line at an airport. That's where they were.
They must have been drinking that water from Flint. Something.
Yeah, must have ran into Scott Steiner. That's what I'm thinking.
Are you sure they're tied up in the airport, or did you guys lock them in the basement?
Hey, that's for us to know and you to find out.
Don't worry about
Mr.
it.
Investigator.
Don't worry about that. Felix, you awfully nosy. I said they were tied up at the airport. That's what I said.
Hey, I'm just checking my sources.
Or they must have been drinking the water from Flint. Nobody knows.
Yeah, I mean, that water problem is horrible. Thank goodness we don't have anything like that here in Ohio.
Knock on wood.
So, obviously, the family business has got something cooking up for the Commission then this Saturday. Can we?
No, I don't have anything cooking up for the Commish. Don't worry about what I got going on with the Commish or Mr. Blair Andre Dillon or Mr. RBI. Don't worry about what the family business is doing. And just worry about your own self-preservation at this moment.
At this point, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Don't ask questions or you'll be sleeping with the fishes, see?
There you go. Felix is a smart man. Felix is probably the intelligent one out of the bunch. And you're what? The evil twin? One minute you're talking, 1 minute you don't have nothing to say.
That's right, man.
Huh?
That's
Hello?
right.
Knock, knock, McFly. Knock, 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 knock. Can't hear you.
Always remember this. Snitches get stitches. And I think that you and Wolfman are snitches.
All I know is Mr. Bounce is sitting up here talking a lot for someone who doesn't get into the ring.
I'm in the ring all the time.
He doesn't have to.
I'm in the ring all the time. You know what I'm doing in the ring? Collecting money. That's what I do. I get in the ring, and I've had someone put their hands on me every once in a while. But since I got this new bodyguard, no one has ever touched me. Ever. All the way from down with Bobo Brazil Jr. and Dick the Bruiser and all these other guys all over the country. You know, no one has touched me since this man has took over as my personal bodyguard. So remember that. The undefeated Ohio champion.
That's right, baby.
Never had his back to the ground.
Never looked up at the lights.
Never had a 3 count. And get stripped of the title because Felix and the president and Mr. Gemini man over here and Wolfman decide, I think you guys are all in a conspiracy together to do things to this man over here.
Man, the world is against us, Miles.
And remember, put some spec on his name. It's Mr. And when I say Mr., that's with a capital M-R period. B.A.D. Blair Andre Dillon.
So you're saying you never had your back to the mat looking up at the lights. Obviously, you was doing that when you had the Twinkie stuffed in your mouth, just not for a 3 count.
Mr. Smarty Pants, did I have the Ohio Championship? Yes or no?
No.
No. Thank you. See, that's how you shut down somebody asking you a Smarty Pants question. Ask another question, if you will.
If you were to regain that Ohio Championship, would you give Mr. Twinkie Man a shot at your championship?
No.
I didn't ask you, Mr.
Hey,
Bounce.
hold on. You at 2.5 right now, buddy.
You are 1.5.
Oh, okay. I'm at 1.5. Okay, we'll
Yes,
see
you
about
are.
that. We'll see
Man.
about that. 1.5. Okay, 1.5. All right. Okay. All right. I'm 1.5. Okay, whatever. Go ahead.
Let me handle this.
All right, I'm gonna let you
me
handle
this.
it. I'm gonna let you handle it.
I'm gonna
1.5.
charge you. I'm gonna charge you though.
What?
I gotta charge you.
What do you mean you gotta charge me?
I'm off duty right now.
Oh, you. Oh, okay.
As soon as you let me clock in, man, I will handle this for you.
All right, I'll clock you in later. I got to go through the, through the computer and clock you in.
Gotcha.
I'll let you know. I'll just say you're clocked in.
Gotcha.
All right.
Gotcha.
How about that?
I got a question for you, Mr. Bounce.
I'm listening.
How long have you been running Underground Wrestling, and why did you choose to start your own promotion?
On a serious note, been in the business since 2000. I helped other promotions, learning the business as I went along, and I've seen that we could do it a little bit better and bring in some good talent. And you have to admit, we do have from top to bottom of the card is a great card. So that's why I did it. And like I said, I enjoy the business and give people an opportunity to come in and help out and meet people and have great friendships. But it is a business, and the business is winning championships and putting money in my pocket. That's what it's all about.
And you've been in the business for a long time. I mean, you've encountered a lot of wrestlers. They've come and gone.
Yep.
We've been recently talking about the old franchise, Shane Douglas, back in...
Why do you keep calling him the franchise?
I said old franchise.
Yeah, and the new franchise is who? Tell him, Felix the Cat.
Super Bad.
Super, not super bad. Get it right.
SUPA.
Say it again.
Super Bad, Carter Robinson.
There you go.
But I got a question. I mean, we talked about the old franchise. What about New Jack? I mean, you mentioned him briefly on the show earlier today.
Yep.
What is your encounter in history with him? How do you know him, and what's he done in Underground Wrestling?
Let me tell you a story about New Jack. New Jack is still my friend. He's gonna be my friend till the day God takes us off this earth. But let me tell you how shiesty some of these promotions are. Okay, just show you how they tried to set us up. Okay, we had a group called the Untouchables, one of the hottest teams in the indie scenes from 2000 to 2007. All right, hot tag team. We were in Pro Wrestling Illustrated as one of the next best big things coming out. We were in the book with The Miz. We were in with Batista, all those guys. We were in with Brock Lesnar. You know, our names was mentioned with those guys. And some circumstances had it happen where one of the guys got in some legal trouble.
Yeah.
And we don't want to go into that. But that's just show you how we met them. We did a show where New Jack came in, and the promoter said, "Hey, you guys are hot. We don't need you on the show today." I said, "Okay, fine." He said, "But I want you guys to come in like you normally do and just kick a person out of their seat." I said, "Okay." So we come in the limousine. We were doing the limousines before WWE was doing the limousines. Okay?
For the Attitude Era.
So we come into the building. We kick this kid out of the show, out of his seat. And from this day, he's one of the #1 fans at Underground Wrestling. He may have missed one show since then, okay? Front Row Joe. I'm just going to say his name, okay? He's only missed one show.
You stink, Front Row Joe.
We can't stand you. We don't even like you, Front Row Joe. But anyway, we kicked Front Row Joe out of his seat. The fans went crazy. You looking at the Untouchables at over 800 pounds, almost a ton, because you had Bishop Slade was 690-something pounds, and K9 was 370. Then you had the bodyguard, which I'm not going to mention his name. He was coming in about 290, and I was at 260 at the time. So we sitting in the crowd. The promoter goes, "Hey, man, we want you to jump on New Jack when he comes to the ring. That's how promoters do, right? I said, you sure? He know we coming in the ring. Oh, yeah, y'all coming. He know. I said, well, I don't know if I should do that. Bishop Slade said, hey, Bounce, you need to go back there and talk to him. I tried to get back there to talk to him, see what was going on. I said, hey, how you doing, sir? He said, hey. I said, how do you want us to approach you tonight? He said, what the hell y'all talking about? I said, well, they telling us they want us to approach you. He said, no, ain't no way. And from that day, there was a mutual respect because I came up and said something to him. And that's when he took me under his tutelage. So that's how I met him. And then after that, he took me under his wing. And I was down in Cincinnati. I've been to Cleveland when JT Lightning was running up here. I was all over the place with New Jack. I mean, we went to Philly. You know, we was in the ECW arena. I mean, we went everywhere. So like I'm saying is, that's how far me and his thing go back. I respect the man, showed me the business, and I don't have nothing but mad love for him because, you know, he taught me how this business is ran, and especially being a minority, you know, trying to do it. You know, it's a rough business.
You're a promoter, and you mentioned Vince McMahon. How well do you know him, and what's your encounters with him?
A lot of people don't know. B.A.D. know. I kind of grew up with wrestling, and, you know, I grew up in an orphanage, and a lot of people don't know that. But I finally met my mom probably about maybe, I say 20 years ago or 30 years ago. And she told me, she said, I want to tell you something, son. She said, it's weird that you are a promoter for wrestling. I said, why you say that? She said, that's the only thing your dad would take me to was wrestling when I was pregnant with you. So that's how I think maybe as a kid, you hear it as a kid. But then as I was in an orphanage, I had a big brother. You know how they have the Big Brother program? Mm-hmm. I had a big brother that was Abdul the Butcher's manager. So when Abdul the Butcher first came into the business, they used to have the Akron Armory. I was one of those kids that you see at our shows that's in the back. You know, I was in the back with Bruno San Martinez. I was in the room with Ernie Ladd, Fanfuro Firpo, Bobo Brazil. I mean, I could go back way back then, but at that time, my big brother was Robert Jackson. So every Saturday, I was at the Akron Armory watching wrestling as a kid. I was like 7, 8 years old going to all the shows. And I sat right at the ring corner where the people come out and go up the steps. I sat right there in the corner. And Vince McMahon used to bring me popcorn every Saturday.
Vince Sr.
No, Vince Jr.
Vince Jr.
Vince Jr.
Oh.
Vince Jr. used to bring me popcorn. At that time, Vince was just a ring announcer. He wasn't the owner. His dad was the owner. So that's where my relationship with Vince McMahon is. And then as we have been progressing through the years, Vince has taken on Michael Tarver. His real name is Tyrone Evans. Remember the Nexus group? Remember Michael Tarver from
Yeah.
there? That was part of my tag team. Him and Superbad Carter Robinson were the tag team champions for us. Mm-hmm. He picked up Michael Tarver as one of the Nexus guys. And a lot of people don't understand. You send in ideals and they use them, but they try not to say they using them, but they use them.
Of course they do.
Yeah. Also, I've done Kid Fest in Akron and all kind of stuff, and Vince sends me stuff to give away to the kids too. So that's my relationship with him. I mean, he's a good dude. To me, a lot of people don't like him, but as far as I'm concerned, he's a good dude. But like I said, a lot of people don't like him. Hey, he's a businessman.
It's just business.
It's just business. Our slogan is, it ain't personal. It's just business. Nothing's personal with me until you get in my business like Mr. Gemini over there.
Or Wolfman.
Or Felix.
We're not trying to get in your business. We're just trying to figure you out.
Or Mac Daddy.
Okay, you know what? You 3/4 away. You hanging on by a toenail. That's how much you hanging on.
So we talked about wrestling schools earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Does Undaground Wrestling have its own wrestling school? And I think you mentioned it just a minute ago, but have you got other wrestlers ready for Impact Wrestling or WWE, Ring of Honor, AEW, just a name drop?
No, I haven't gotten anyone ready at all. I'm throwing on the show itself. I haven't opened up a school, but that's the plans down the future, to have a school open. But like I said, under people under our tutelage, You know, there's some people that's even he can even say that's actually there right now under the school that he was attending that I went to. You got a whole Madison Rames, you got Jessica Havoc, can you tell anybody else that have been there?
Well, as far as the ones that when I was in training,
right,
there was 6 of us, and out of the 6, only one, which is Jessica Havoc, made it up to the big time.
Right, and out of all the people that I've managed, only one made it to the big times, and that's Tyrone.
It's a very hard business, but as for me, I've always wanted to stay in the independents. I've never wanted to go to WWE, Ring of Honor, AEW, or any of those other places, because when you go up like that, you have to change your whole persona, okay? Which means you can't get close to the fans like when you were at our show. You can't shake their hands. You can't get close to your fans. You can't take a picture with them, you know what I mean? But, if you go up to those places, then you know what? They're going to charge you. Why? Because it's business. Right. And I don't ever want to be like that. I want to remain the same person that I've always been. I'm really happy for Havoc. I really am. I'm happy for everybody that gets a chance to go up, because mostly it's for your family. But as far as I'm concerned, my family is my fans. I absolutely love them. I will never turn my back on them like that. I will always, if you say, hey, can I get a picture with you? I might say no, but then I'll pull you to the side and take a picture with you. That's just real.
What would you say, like, the percentage of people that go into a wrestling school? What do you think the percentage of those people actually make it to the big time, or even are in a situation to where they can have that choice like you did? You chose to stay in the independents instead of going to the quote-unquote big time.
I would say 0.001.
It is a hard business to get into.
And not only that, you have to always keep your body in shape. That's a testament to all of the people. If you notice, they'll look like me, that you'll see me live.
Yeah.
And, when they go up, what happens? They get bigger.
Yeah.
That's because of the strain that those guys go through. It doesn't matter what federation you're in, AEW, Ring of Honor, New Japan. Out of 365 days, you're at least on the road for 300 out of the 365. So you have to stay in shape, and your body takes just so much with the bumps, hitting the ropes and the slams and the chairs and the tables, the ladders. Everybody goes through all of that. Everybody does it. The guys that are the exceptions are the ones that go on to those federations.
And you notice the lifespan at wrestling, they're 2 years at the most? After you get in the big times, they don't keep you long.
But once you get in there, you've been wrestling for more than 10 years, 15 years. You'll have a little name, but once you get up there, your body is taking so much of a toll that you can't last too long. That's why a lot of the guys get bigger, so they can last just a little bit longer. A lot of them that you see, they wrestle hurt. Do you know why?
They don't want to lose their spot.
They don't want to lose their spot.
They don't want to lose their spot. Because as soon as you say, oh, my ankle hurts, I don't think I can go today. You know what? There's another person that's waiting there, ready to take your spot, ready to be on TV, ready to do all the things that, you know.
Especially in the WWE system, because, I would say what would you say, about 30, 40% of their roster, if not more.
Don't even make TV.
Don't even make TV.
No.
So you're absolutely right. And we've heard stories. I think Darren Young got hurt, and then when he got back, they let him go. He was a casualty.
That's the same with Michael Tarver.
And Michael Tarver as well.
He got hurt, too. He got hurt with John Cena.
Yeah.
You can't really complain. You just got to do what you got to do to get back healthy. And they give you a shot to get healthy, but like I said, this is a business.
Exactly. But while you're out hurt, your spot could be taken by somebody else.
The one thing that you probably don't know, and I think a lot of people don't know, you have to make arrangements to get to your own spots. WWE don't pay for that.
That's right. You have to pay for your hotel. You have to pay for your food.
Really?
You just get a payday for being on the show.
Yeah.
Wow, they don't cover travel?
No. That's why you have the guys, getting 2 and 3 in a car, and going to the next show, because they don't provide that. Okay, it's just
So
like
it
the
looks
independents.
glamorous.
Yeah, it looks glamorous.
But that's part of the business. That's why you got guys that you have them in the indies. That's why they travel like they do on the weekends. You might see them in Chicago one day. You might see them in, or like you guys. You guys went to Michigan. No, not
Indiana,
there. No, y'all
Chicago,
went to. We're
Iowa.
Iowa. You go all the way to. I done been all the way to Florida and California doing shows, just managing. So you're on the road. You travel. The way you make your money is off of your merchandise. That's how you really make your money.
And what does WWE do with merchandise? Once you sign with those guys, they own you. They own your name. They own the gimmick that you use. There are a lot of people that are in WWE, like you said, it doesn't even get on TV. Okay?
Right.
And some of those guys, you've seen them in Ring of Honor. You've seen those guys in New Japan. You've seen those guys on AEW. And they was holding belts. They were holding tag team titles. They were holding world belts. But you don't see them on TV.
We got a caller come.
We have a
in.
caller
Another
coming.
caller.
Hey, caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, this is Wolfman. Is the clowns still up there again?
Man, get off the air, you idiot.
Man, they bounced me out and everything else.
No, that was Felix that bounced you out.
We have no control today.
We have no control.
You're
Not
lucky.
orders.
No, we have no control at all. They seen right through you. They said, "Hey, we got to get this guy off the air."
I tell you, see, that was the best thing for you.
That was the best thing for us. You right. When you got and we ain't even gonna call it bounce out. You know what we gonna call it? We gonna call it the Felix cut. That's what we gonna call it.
Hey, man, I'm just allergic to wolves, man.
Well, I tell you, what can I say? No respect.
The Felix cut. How about
you
that?
You don't deserve respect.
I like that, Felix. You just gave him the Felix cut, the version of the bounce out. How about that?
I hope y'all make it back to Akron with no problem.
Hey, that's all right. You don't even know what color car we drove today.
That's right.
That's all right.
Yeah, we took another car.
We got the B.A.D. mobile rolling.
Well, Wolfman, I wanted to get your opinion on something. We had the esteemed president of Undaground Wrestling on earlier, and he announced that Mr. Dillon, Blaine Allen Dillon, will get a
Blair
Allen.
Blair, you know
Blair.
what?
Blair
You
Andre
had
Dillon.
1 second from getting it. I'm just telling you. You just screwed that one
Clock
up.
me in, man.
You
Blair
clocked
Andre
in
Dillon.
right now. You're clocked in.
One more word.
One more word, and it's
One
going
more.
to be on.
I'm just saying, though, I mean, how'd you get hurt to lose the championship in the first place? Why is there even a tournament?
Well, they got to cheat, I mean, that's the family business cheat name.
Well, what is your reaction to the fact that Mr. Dillon here has been given the first title shot at the new champion coming out of the tournament this Saturday?
Well, I guess he deserved it because his knees is dirty. You can look at his knees and tell that, yeah, he deserved it. He done crawled a lot.
That's all right. I'm still the champ. Uncrowned,
Yeah, right.
that is.
You say you're still a chump.
Well, Wolfman, I want to get your opinion on this. I got one final question. What would happen if we had Mr. Dillon here, the Ohio champion or not? What would happen if he stepped in the ring with Mr. RBI, the North American champion? Who would come out on top there?
Hey, wait a minute. How are you trying to pit the family business against each other? That'll never happen.
Never.
That'll never happen.
I'm speaking in hypotheticals. That's what we do here on Talk Wrestling Live. We ask the hypothetical questions.
Don't say never.
I'll say never. We're former tag team partners.
Are you scared of Mr. RBI?
Never. We're
Do you
former
think he's going to
tag
hit
team
you over the head
partners.
with a baseball bat?
We're former tag team partners. There's no possible way it'll ever happen.
What if he wants to hold both titles? I mean, double champions, they're the new thing in combat sports, and we see it in the UFC all the time. What happens if you regain your Ohio championship and then Mr. RBI wants to hold both the North American and the Ohio championship?
It'll never happen. Never.
Well, don't talk about it'll never happen because you know how greedy your boss is.
It'll never happen.
He's so greedy.
Never.
He would have that happen. And like I said, being a snake in the grass that he is, he would do something behind your back.
Well, I'm going to put it like
sorry,
this,
that's-
and I'm going to end all of this. I'm going to put it like this, and I'm going to end it all, okay? It'll never happen. And if that does happen, if by chance the lightning strike and the clouds fall from the sky and something like that would happen, I am the most aggressive person that you'll ever want to not meet in the squared circle.
So we're getting short on time. I had to bounce the Wolfman.
No, you're not bouncing him out.
I already did. We're getting short on time.
Yes.
I think we got another show coming on. So I got to ask you something real quick about your business. So, Mr. Bounce, tell us about your own radio show on karmaradio.com. That's KRMA radio.com. And your show's called Wrestling with Pros, that can be heard on Saturdays from 5 p.m. until 7 p.m.
Okay, let me just tell you something about our show. We're on every Saturday from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. That's on karmaradio.com. We have B.A.D, Mr. Blair, Dillon on the show. We have the American Eagle on the show. We have myself. We have the Wolfman. We have the Booker that's on the show. We have the Madman, and we also have Jimmy Saltine, and we have BP, the Mac Daddy, BP, Brent Paradise, and all of our fans calling in with your wrestling questions. And guess what?
Just like this show.
On my show, you will get bounced out. That's all
a
I got to
guarantee.
say.
Besides your radio show, Wrestling with Pros on karmaradio.com, krmaradio.com, how else can fans, listeners, keep up to date with Underground online and social media?
Okay, you could go to undergroundwrestling.com. We're working on a new website, but you can also find me on Elmer Bounce Mahone. You can find me on Twitter under Elmer Mahone, and you can find me on Twitter and
Instagram?
Oh yeah, Instagram. I forgot that one. And that's under Elmer Mahone Jr. That's it. That's how you find me.
So this has been Talk Wrestling Live here with Felix the Cat Katlovski and Gemini Joe.
Hold on. That's it. Hey, man. Hey. There you go, man. Get him one more time, man. Get him one more time. That'll keep you from talking stuff, you big sucker. Shut up. Say something else.
Joe,
That's
don't
what I
do
thought.
it.
That's what I thought.
And this has been Talk Wrestling Live here on allsportscleveland.com, the Talk of the Land, and northcoastunderground.com, where the underground starts with you. We'll see you next week.
Listen live on Mondays at 4 p.m. on northcoastunderground.com.
And follow us on Twitter at TWL 24/7.
Goodbye and good night, bad. Rest in peace.